Hello, hello. It's that time. It's time for Tea's Towel. I'm in a different setting this time because it's such a glorious day. I couldn't sit in my bedroom, the dark bedroom that I use as my office, that I have to turn on all of these lights. So I'm sitting in front of the patio doors overlooking the pool, which is going to be a pool day today because it's so nice outside. But I wanted to talk to you today about, are you worthy? Are you feeling worthy? And the reason I want to talk about that is because of yesterday. I had a bunch of women that I didn't know, total strangers to me, except one, in my house, and we had a Lime Life party. And it really struck me of that I only knew the one person. And as we did the party, we laughed and we told stories and we encouraged each other and we complimented each other and we played and experimented with skincare and makeup and all of that. And it was so much fun. And at the end, we were all friends. We were all friends, new friends at the end of that. And we've all connected since. And it afterwards, I was on such a high and such joy that I feel that I reflected back and was so grateful that years ago when I was so scared to do this, that I took that first step. And I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I would fail. I could fail. I could fall on my face, look like a fool, whatever. But I had enough courage, just that enough courage to take that first step. And it has been so, so rewarding. And it also made me think about all the people that I know. And I do know several people personally who want more out of their life, but they're afraid. They're afraid to take that first step. They're afraid to do it until they're perfect at it. They're afraid to do it until they have all their ducks in a row. They're afraid to do it until they have more time. They don't want to do it because of this, and that. And you know what that's saying? It's saying, I don't feel worthy until I can do it right. And my friend, you are worthy to take up space. You are worthy to do this. And if you are waiting always for something to get better before you do that, or for the next thing before you do that, really you're letting fear drive your life. And it's sad to me that fear can stop people from living the life they want to live. I am fearful all the time. I'm fearful. I was fearful in doing this. I get really nervous before I do this, but I do it anyway. And I want to say to you, it's time to stop listening to that asshole inner critic that tells you you can't do it or you're not good enough. You are worthy. You are worthy to take up space. You are worthy to put yourself out there. And it doesn't matter if it's messy, if it's not perfect, if it's not, you are worthy and you are good enough. And I want you to please, please stop letting fear drive your life. Believe in yourself and just do it. Just do it. Fear will always hold you back. Fear will always keep you from doing that. Hi, Jenny. Thank you for that heart. Your presence is worthy unconditionally. And we can tend to say, I don't want to do this until I'm better. I need to be better at this. I need to practice. I need to be good and make sure that my content is worthy, is valuable, or that I can present something that's not going to fail. Perfectionism is noble, but as Elizabeth Gilbert says, perfectionism is just fear in a fancy dress. We are fooling ourselves when we think we have to get better before we can do something. I lived my whole life doing that. And the most joy that I have had has been in the last many years, the last several years, that I have been feeling like I can step out even though I'm scared. It doesn't matter. You guys have seen me with no makeup on. You have seen me mess up. You've seen me carry the camera my phone into the other room because I forgot stuff. Laugh at myself. Do it joyfully. Put yourself out there. Do it joyfully. Do it for your inner reasons, not for external approval. So many times I try to perfect a post and make it just perfect and put it out there, and it's crickets. Nobody responds at all. And then when I throw something out there that is just garbage, just something on a whim, that gets all the attention. And even though some of my posts, this is a message for you guys who are in a social media situation and you feel like so many times that perfectionism stops us from even putting it out there. And we put it out there and nobody responds and you feel like you failed. But I have so many people, there's so many of my posts that don't get very much traction in my mind because they don't comment or they don't react to it. And they tell me, but they come to me and tell me, I love your posts. I love what you do, blah, 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 all this stuff. So don't do it for external approval. Do it for the inner reasons that you want to do it. And if you can show up and just take that first step, let it be messy. You learn from that. That's where success eventually grows. And I just beg of you to stop listening to that inner critic that tells you you can't do it. Because when you believe that, you are saying, I am not worthy. I am not worthy to take up space in this world. And believe me, every time you show up, it is a plus for this world. So my message for you well, I'm going to back up a minute. One of the things that this came from too, besides just that party yesterday, is I listened to a podcast, and it's called Joyful Marketing by Simone Seol, and it was talking about the Garbage Post Challenge. So for those of you who are on my team, or for those of you who are in social media or marketing on social media, that I encourage you to watch that podcast and message me if you would like to know where to find that, what number podcast it is, because it's really something that I did a long time ago without knowing that's what I was doing, but it's just starting to be consistent. Put yourself out there, show up consistently, and it doesn't matter what it is, because somebody's going to relate to it, and over time you gain that traction and you learn from it and you grow from it. Don't overthink it. Just put yourself out there, because you are worthy. So I invite you to be curious. I invite you to be curious about what are your fears that are holding you back. Think about those fears, and are they realistic? Are you just listening to your inner critic? Are you telling yourself that you're not worthy? And then be curious about what would it look like if you succeeded? What would it look like if it all worked out? What would it look like if you got to where you want to be and you did it? You did it. Every step you take is success. Remember, perfectionism is just fear in a fancy dress. Don't let fear rule your life. It's most important to show up. Show up joyfully. Have fun with it. Do it messy. It doesn't matter. As long as you go for it and take those first steps, success is going to come down the road. So that is my message. We have this, we have from my group that you've heard me talk about, my soul sisters and all of that, we have a saying that says, everything will always work out for me. Everything is always working out for me. And you know what? I use that mantra so many times, and when I believe it, when I trust it, that's what I should say, when I trust it, everything works out for me. And it will you too. You just have to trust it. You just have to take that first step and overcome that fear and know that you are worthy. You are worthy unconditionally. You are good, and you are worth taking up space in this world. So I encourage you to be curious, to be brave, and just do it. Just do it. You are worthy. Believe in yourself unconditionally. So that's my message for today, you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day, a glorious day. My post this morning was about how much I've been using the word glorious because I've just been so ecstatic. And really, a lot of that joy, a lot of that is because I'm following my passion, because I am appreciating the now. I'm appreciating the beauty around me. I'm appreciating everything. And that gratitude really helps to make everything look glorious. So have a glorious day, and I will see you next week. And well, hopefully I'll see you sooner, but I'll see you next week on Tease Tell. Oh, I have to say one more thing. Here's one of those funny things of doing it messy and not worrying about perfectionism. I realized, I think it was last week, that I said, oh, week 5, I can't believe it's week 5. And last night I was looking back to see what my topics have been each week. And this is like week 8. So, do it messy. It doesn't matter. Laugh at yourself and go on. And you guys, I wish you a glorious day. Bye-bye.